Wrestling games. Who doesn't like them? Whether you're a die-hard wrestling fan or someone who just likes games where you can beat up Vince McMahon, we can all agree that they're great. Just kidding, not everyone would say that. But I've played my fair share of them, and the one I've played the most is M. Dickey's Wrestling Empire. I have sunk a lot of hours into it. Dear God, that can't be right. Wrestling Empire is the latest installment in the long-running series of wrestling games by the king of solo developing, Matt Dickey, better known as M. Dickey. Matt has been making games since the early 2000s and is still working to this day. Wrestling Empire is also being regularly updated 5 years after its release. And you may ask, why would anyone want to play this 5 years later? The game looks like trash. Yes, the game doesn't control very well and it doesn't look like something that spent 20 years in the making, but the game has great player reviews and a large community. And I would say that it's because of something I'm gonna call the 3 C's of a Wrestling Empire. First of all, creativity. While other wrestling games like the WWE 2K franchise only have pre-selected match types with very little room for change, Wrestling Empire goes all in and allows you to edit every single rule and the environment any way you want. You can have a Royal Rumble with a ring the size of a playground sandbox. You can have a chain match in a flooded subway tunnel. You can have a TLC match, but instead of using tables, ladders and chairs, you have toilets, and more toilets. You can literally give Hulk Hogan a swirly. The second C stands for customization. The Create a Wrestler tool lets you customize how every part of your wrestler looks. You don't just pick between different trunks and tights, you design them yourself. Not only their color, but also patterns, materials and shape. You also get to customize the height and weight of your wrestler, which will change the way they look and handle. This lets you create some pretty cool looking wrestlers, but also allows you to create horrible freaks of nature. This match is for the Wrestling Revolution World Championship. In the first corner, weighing in at 1,000 pounds, Big Boy Jimston! And in the other corner, a literal gnome! How is this even legal? The third C, the one I want to explore in this video, stands for career mode. While other wrestling games with career modes usually focus on becoming the greatest wrestler in the world, Wrestling Empire's career mode is usually about trying not to go broke and die. While yeah, you actually need to be a wrestler, your biggest worry isn't going to be whether you win or lose your matches, but if that guy on the street is going to jump you. Now there isn't a very good way I could explain how the career mode works and feels without making the video extremely boring. So, I'll show you by creating a wrestler and going through their career. Let me introduce you to McBob! He's a 6'4" modern day cowboy, McBob! With his signature pink tights and trademark blue hat, he is ready to hit you in the balls with his arsenal consisting of 7 different low blows. McBob! He has the best entrance music you have ever heard. Certified club banger, and he's the greatest wrestler of all time! With our protagonist introduced, let's start the game. With a decent $5,000 in the bank and some great stats I definitely didn't use the editor to get, McBob's current goal is to get signed by a wrestling promotion. The game doesn't have the right to use actual wrestling promotions or wrestlers. So for example, instead of the WWE, Wrestling Empire has All American Wrestling ran by not Vince McMahon.
I am no pervert.
But it's gonna take a lot of work if McBob is going to make it out of wrestling school, where McBob is about to have his first match against a guy named Disputin. The match begins with Disputin entering the ring set up in the wrestling school gym, but his entrance is really lame, so we're gonna skip it. Prepare to witness greatness, it's McBob! Oh yeah, flex those muscles, McBob! Before entering the ring, McBob picks up a dumbbell and starts doing bicep curls because he's built different. Before the match, the coach explains to me that becoming a successful wrestler is a long and difficult journey, blah 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 blah. I don't need to hear all this. Hey Disputin, say goodbye to your future children. McBob starts the match by repeatedly punching Disputin in the groin and throwing him around. But after McBob fails the roll-up pin because the referee decided he needed a break mid-match, Disputin actually manages to get some offense in and throws McBob out of the ring. But there's nothing a good old punch between the legs can solve. But when McBob gets back in the ring, Disputin has gained the advantage and kicks McBob in the balls. Little do you know, Disputin, my middle name is Nut Punch. Now McBob has enough adrenaline to hit Disputin with his finisher and end the match. Oh, he kicked out. I'm going to send you to hell. After beating Disputin to a pulp, those bicep curls McBob did during his entrance pay off as McBob locks in a headlock submission and makes Disputin tap. Yeah, I win! I'm very strong and talented, thank you. After the match ends, you are shown the results of the match, changes to your stats, news from the wrestling world, don't ask why the year is 2029, I have no clue, and your weekly finances. You need to balance these so you don't go into debt. Right now McBob doesn't get paid for his matches since he's only training, or maybe the coach just doesn't want to pay McBob. But why would he do that? It's not like I'm a reckless psycho who likes to hurt people. The next week, another wrestler called Hong Shin invites McBob to go out drinking with his friends. McBob, being a crippling alcoholic, comes along and has a great time. However, since McBob is an alcoholic, he drinks until he's on the verge of dying. But he still needs to wrestle a match, so McBob chugs a bottle of milk and passes out on the ground for a bit before heading to the curtains. McBob's next match is a tag team match between him and the friends he made while out drinking and a team called Hard Time. They're the tag team champions, but they won't be defending their titles against McBob's team. This doesn't matter though because here they come! Seems like McBob's new entrance includes him hugging all of his friends. Next, the enemy team enters and looks like they're beating us at the hugging game. We need to improve on that. If this is gonna be anything like the last match, it's gonna be a piece of cake. Just punch him in the nuts, roll him up for the win and At this moment, McBob has probably figured out that wrestling, alcoholism and an entire bottle of milk don't mix very well. He thinks about it and realizes what he has to do. Crush Cougar, you're in! Go get him! His teammate Crash Cougar is also hungover from last night, and while hitting some impressive moves, he doesn't really make our situation any better. So he tags in our third teammate, Crucial Kennedy, and oh, I think the entire team might be drunk. Well, a drunk team might not be able to fight very well, but they can turn the entire little wrestling school arena into a blood-filled brawl. The rest of the match was just everyone going in and out of the ring and waiting for the other team to get counted out because, let's be real, there's no way any of us can pin them. Crucial Kennedy manages to tag in Blonde Blunder, the one member of our team that isn't drunk. He manages to reverse a ladder dive from the legal opponent Doug Turner and hits him with his finisher to end the... He kicked out after the 1 count. Well, I guess this match can be officially labeled a draw. Oh! Crush Cougar made one of the enemies tap out! I did it! I won! Team McBob rules! Now that McBob is finally sober, I can show you where McBob passed out last night. Welcome to the backstage. Here you'll find all the wrestlers in the game when they aren't having a match. It's also here where you'll be sleeping and eating to get energy, as well as training to keep your stats up. McBob has no time for talking though. He has a hardcore match tomorrow and he needs all the energy he can get. So he eats a pizza from the ground and falls asleep in his hotel room bed while that guy he went out drinking with watches him sleep. The next week, McBob tries to smoke his first cigarette. He does not enjoy it, because he's a drinker, not a smoker. Before the match starts, McBob is scheduled to take part in a press conference with his opponent. Alright Vendetta, you may be larger than me, but I have the fans in my corner. Wait, fans? We're actually gonna have a crowd for this match? Before the match, McBob meets up with his friend newbie Nathan. What are you waiting for, McBob? You need to go through the curtain now!
Shut up!
Before the next match, McBob's opponent cuts a promo on how he's stepping out of the shadows and his light is too bright to be stopped. Dude, my pants are brighter than your light. Now this match is a hardcore match, which means that weapons are allowed, but McBob doesn't need a weapon, he is the weapon! McBob thinks that's a really cool one-liner, but then he realizes that Vendetta has way more energy than him, so he forgets what he just said and plays it safe by beating the enemy with a trash can lid. The fight continues to the outside of the ring where McBob power slams Vendetta through the announce table. Around this point in the match, McBob starts to understand why Vendetta thought he was gonna win because he's bigger. McBob somehow escapes back into the ring and says some terrible one-liner about taking out the trash while diving at Vendetta with a trash can lid. Unfortunately, he also hits a guy from the commentary team. He gets mad and starts attacking McBob. This doesn't stop McBob though, as he rolls Vendetta through the announce table that at some point got rebuilt and takes him back into the ring where he hits him with his finisher to actually end the match this time. Yeah, you suck so much you actually stayed down for the 3 count. That's a first. After the match, a guy called Barry, who you probably don't remember but he was ringside during that tag team match, asks me to teach him about counters. After teaching him, they actually become pretty good friends. This is great, because at the rate McBob is making enemies, he's gonna need an army of friends to take on the haters. But McBob can't talk to him all day. He has a rematch with Vendetta next week and has to go to bed. Well, I guess you can watch him sleep. Is that just a thing friends do in this world? Waking up, to prepare for the match, McBob goes to the bar's jukebox to look for his entrance music. I know it's not preparing for anything, it's just his morning routine. While there, the coach walks up to him and asks him to change his name to Ross Lopez? Dude, McBob is iconic! Oh yeah, give it to a more deserving person. Man, the coach is an asshole. Yeah, f*** off. McBob picks up a roll of toilet paper, shits in it, and throws it on the ground before heading to his second match with Vendetta. It's a barbed wire rope match, and this time Vendetta isn't as prepared as before. McBob uses his advantage to beat him with the rubber chicken and slam him to win the match in only 3 minutes. Then McBob goes back to his hotel room to have Barry watch him sleep again. The next week can change McBob's life forever, and not for the better. He is scheduled to take on Vendetta for a third match, with the stipulation that whoever loses has to leave the company. Since we're in wrestling school, I guess that means that the loser never gets to wrestle. Ever again. And knowing Coach Emerson, he probably wants McBob to lose. But jokes on them though, because while McBob is working out in the gym, someone's phone starts to ring. Seeing no one else around, McBob picks up the phone.
Hello, we're thinking about hiring you to work for Strong Style Wrestling. What do you think about this deal?
A job? And I get paid $800 a week? Hell yeah! McBob has a salary! I get paid $800 a week, that's like almost $1,000. Hey Coach Emerson, I'm leaving and I'll never see you again. Yeah, I won't miss you either. Yeah, bye. Wait, what? My first match is right now? I'll beat your ass later, Emerson! McBob goes to the ring and makes his goal clear and simple. He is going to win a championship in strong style wrestling. He then proceeds with his first match against Demento. It's a hardcore street fight, so McBob can do basically anything he wants to his opponent. But this also means he can do the same. Put that chainsaw down, please, no! It's a grueling fight that pushes both McBob and Demento to their limits, but in the end, the referee gives the victory to McBob. One victory over Demento doesn't mean anything. I'd like to see you do it again, McBob. Dude, shut up. Can everyone just shut up? I need to get back to my room. It's cold and raining outside, and I need to go to sleep to prepare for my 10-man battle royal. Come on. McBob enters the ring without a microphone because apparently he's not the star of the match. Some guy called Mean Genius. Come on man, I'm like the 7th most popular guy in the ring. I'll show you by eliminating everyone. Take this, and that, and oh shit. Some guy called Angel Dust eliminates McBob from the match. But don't worry, McBob controls his anger and resists beating him with a ladder piece. He's saving that until after the match. There he is, get him! Alright, McBob starting strong style wrestling, not good. And it doesn't get any better when McBob's new booker also wants him to change his name. Listen, I'm not sure the name McBob captures the essence of your character. How would you feel about being called something like Pedro Clinton? What kind of fucked up president is that? Man, if only there was something I could do to mess with the booker. Oh hey there, Scott. Land. We may be fortunate enough to have a cushy contract, but not everybody else does. I get paid $800 a week. Why don't we unionize until they extend the same rights to everybody on the roster? A union, huh? Count McBob in. Also, when we all unionize, can we just kick that guy out of the company? You know, that guy, Moki? He complained about my contract clause earlier. Ever since McBob arrived at the company, that guy has been a bitter rival. This made the company book them in a rivalry with a last laugh match and a steel cage match. But really, he was just whining about McBob's contract. His one and only sworn enemy is Coach Emerson. Hey, wait a gosh damn second. There he is, he's trying to use the bathroom. Alright, you want a match? I'll give you a match and I will make you suffer. Oh look, some girl called Lola wants to go out drinking with McBob. McBob is an alcoholic, so of course he comes along. Ooh, looks like McBob has a girlfriend. Alright, I'm a bit drunk, but I gotta have a match right now. And shit my pants. I wonder who my opponent is. God damn it, it was a setup! McBob is never trusting a woman again. Or man, McBob isn't sexist. Drunk and outnumbered, McBob seems hopeless, but luckily he manages to pin Lola's other boyfriend Miles Hershey for the win. That's it, I'm getting my revenge. All is forgiven. Alright, it's time for the match against Coach Emerson. We've got the small audience and a special guest referee. Get ready to be destroyed! Hey, why is the bell ringing? Why is McBob tapped so early? This is unbelievable bullshit! It's Montreal all over again. Since that match was a flop and was definitely rigged against McBob, he's gonna go and tell everyone about it on a podcast. Everybody knows that you're at Strong Style Wrestling, but what do you think of All American Wrestling? Yeah, I love it! I think it's great! Look, I gotta be on good terms with Vince once my contract with Strong Style inevitably goes to hell.
Mr. Mac Daddy.
So, tell us a little about yourself, McBob. How old are you right now? I'm 36 years old! That's right, McBob is bald at 36. But then, as McBob is leaving the podcast studio, his booker confronts him. And what he says is a phrase feared by all wrestlers. A phrase that can strike fear into the heart of any Wrestling Empire player. Listen, McBob, I've been keeping an eye on your progress, and I think some changes need to be made. No! Please, no! Get your weight down to 299 pounds by the second week of August, or I'll push you in a different direction. No! If you haven't played Wrestling Empire and don't know what that means, basically, I'm fucked. McBob needs to shed a lot of weight or else he's probably gonna get fired. And to make it worse, Lola and the Hershey boys stole McBob's clothes and threw them in the trash. I knew McBob shouldn't have trusted them. Now McBob has to wrestle in that. And I can't change it, so have fun looking at almost naked McBob. McBob loses his next match, probably because his clothes were stolen. He needs his blue hat, his bald head is cold. And after every match, McBob has to go running wearing almost nothing until he loses all of his energy to lose weight. It's a horrible time for McBob, but he has a chance to get revenge on Lola as he has been booked in a match with her at the next pay-per-view. Lola knows she has full energy and knows that McBob is weakened both physically and mentally, and she's going to use that to her full advantage. But McBob still knows that even though she doesn't have them, nobody's immune to the nut punch. McBob starts the match off by trying to end it with his finisher early. As you probably expected, it doesn't stop Lola. McBob's strategy is simple. Get Lola to lose all her energy before he does. And good thing McBob did all that running before, because not only has it made him lose a lot of weight, it has also increased his stamina. So it's gonna be way harder for Lola to take him down. The thing that is actually preventing him from winning is Lola's team, Stunt Challenge. Miles and Joel Hershey are running around the ring, distracting the referee, breaking up pins and holds, and are being annoying just in general. Good thing they're not very smart. The match goes on and on, but even though McBob is getting the upper hand on Lola, Stunt Challenge are relentless. The Hershey boys keep interfering whenever Bob tries to end the match. But with less than 40 seconds left on the clock, McBob hits Lola with his finisher and she stays down for the 3 count. But even though McBob just pulled off an incredible upset victory, he can't celebrate forever. He has a meeting scheduled with his booker because he failed to get down to 299 pounds. Well, McBob, your time is up and it looks like you failed to do as I asked. Just tell me that McBob is fired already. But I can see you're trying your best, so let me give you a little more time to get it done. Oh, alright man. I thought you were against me like Coach Emerson, but you're cool, man. Also, some of your colleagues are trying to start a union. You're in on it, are you? Oh, union, Yeah, I'm in on the union. It's time you treat us all equally. So, my booker found out that Scotland started a union. This could have gone badly, but he just up and gives up. The union succeeds, and McBob manages to barely slim down to 299 pounds. And the booker awards him $1,000 for doing it. Awesome! That's like more than a week's salary. Side note, around this point in my playthrough, I kinda cheated and gave McBob his clothes back. If you're gonna complain about it, I would like to know why you want to see McBob wrestle in this. Now that McBob has no deadlines and has settled the feud with Lola, he has never felt more free. Now he can finally get to doing the things he wants to do. And his two current goals are to win a title in strong style wrestling and to get revenge on Coach Emerson for that screw job match. So he confronts the television champion, Coder, and challenges him to a title shot. Coder accepts the challenge and is going to defend his title against McBob at the next pay-per-view at the end of the month. There are 3 weeks until then, and during that time McBob proves why he should be champion. He goes on a winning streak, defeating multiple opponents. This includes Lola's boyfriend Miles. You weren't any help at all, Lola. It's almost as if you wanted me to lose. Yes, break up with Lola. Oh, don't do that. Good thing the judge is a McBob fan. Now that I understand your side a little better, I want you to know that I don't hold anything against you. Yeah, thanks man. Now watch me beat up your brother. He even has a 5-on-5 tag team match, and he has finally mastered the hugging game. Come here, give me a hug. The other team could never hug like we do. Until eventually, the time for his title shot comes. This is it, the single most important day of McBob's life. If he wins, he will go down in the history books. Or at least the history books that cover the television championship. All he has to do is beat Coder. Wait, who's that? Oh, hold on, tag team match? This was supposed to be a title match! God damn it, McBob has been screwed again! After McBob's partner manages to pin Coder, he walks out of the arena, victorious but feeling more defeated than ever before. He doesn't know if he'll ever get a title shot again. And to make it worse, Coach Emerson is nowhere to be found. You'd think he'd stick out like a sore thumb, seeing as he looks a lot like one. McBob checks the entire map for him. He's not in the arena, not in the bar, not on this plane, not even in his favorite bathroom. During his search, he is approached by the man himself, M. Dickey. Matt offers McBob a job in his wrestling promotion, with a salary over 3 times the amount Strong Style paid him. But is McBob really gonna give up on getting revenge on Coder by beating him and becoming the greatest champion Strong Style Wrestling has ever seen, just for a bigger paycheck? Of course he is. McBob goes to Matt's promotion, Wrestling Revolution, and sees more success than ever before. He even briefly forms a tag team with a guy called The Special. Where is he? Where's my special boy? There he is, he was just getting the murder weapon. McBob also has a match against a wrestler from another promotion on Christmas that year. The ring is filled with Christmas gifts, but hopefully it doesn't get too violent. Oh no! I have become death, destroyer of worlds. Hey, where are you? Get out of here, go back to wrestling school. But there's a hole in McBob's soul that all the fame and success in the world can't fill. No matter how many fans call him on the phone and beg him for autographs, or how many women he makes out with, he can't live happily knowing that Coach Emerson is out there. He needs to get his revenge, but no matter where he looks he can't find him. He can't even find Coder. It's like all his enemies have just disappeared into— oh wait, there he is! Coach Emerson is right over there. And conveniently, McBob happens to be carrying a baseball bat. Oh, you're going to the hospital? Thanks for giving me your location. What are you gonna do? Take me to court? Oh, yeah, well, Your Honor, Coach Emerson was being really mean to me a few months back. Alright, that's a fair point. McBob wins. Yeah, in your face! He even beats Coach Emerson so hard, his sanity meter reaches 0. This makes McBob literally see red and have a mental breakdown. Geez, revenge is a hell of a drug. Or maybe this is just McBob's true self. Welcome back to the podcast, McBob. We have some questions prepared. Just before we begin, I just want to state that I am not responsible for Coach Emerson's lifelong injuries. Now that Coach Emerson will probably never walk again, McBob has only one goal in his eyes: to become a champion. And luckily for him, the world champion Endon Sezzer has agreed to a title match. And this time there's no getting away from it. The day comes and there are no changes to the plan. Endon Sezzer will defend his title against McBob. This is it. McBob is finally getting a shot at a title. Dickey switched up his moveset earlier, but it should be fine. He steps up the curtain. The crowd is roaring. Finish the story! Endon is good with kicks and diving moves, so McBob's strategy is gonna be focusing on keeping him on the ground. But Endon manages to get back up and kicks McBob in the face. But when he takes him down for a leg bar, McBob reverses it into a figure 4 leg lock. McBob tries to shove Endon into the barbed wire ropes, but Endon reverses it into a Canadian destroyer. The match proceeds like this, both men gaining and losing the upper hand over and over until they take the match outside of the ring. McBob pile drives Endon through the barricade, breaking it. He takes him back to the ring, hits his signature diving splash and... no luck. But pile driving him to the ground again, McBob manages to build up enough adrenaline to hit his new finisher. But just as he is about to end the match, Endon grabs McBob's leg, trapping him in the middle of the ring. Desperately crawling towards the rope, he starts to lose his will to fight. The rope feels like it's miles away. All seems hopeless, but McBob can hear the crowd chant his name. This isn't over. I'm not giving up this easily! McBob has done it! He's the champ! The world champ! He's beaten the best and now he has finally gotten his gold! Man, I feel invincible! I can take on anybody! Come at me! I'll fight you, guy from my old company! I'll fight you, Robocop! I'll fight you, oncoming train! Wait, the video is not over yet. See, I'm saving the yapping until the end of the video. So that's the gist of Wrestling Empire's career mode. I really like it, not only because matches can get crazy and getting to build a character over the course of the game, but also because of how important the real world aspects are. I can't think of any other wrestling game where you have to negotiate contracts with a good salary, or one where you have to deal with the stress of being a wrestler and the toll it takes on your body. The game even reminds you that wrestlers' unions will never actually be a thing. Thanks a lot, Hulk Hogan.
My kids turn me on.
Now, I'm not saying that it's the perfect game. It's not for everyone and a lot of aspects are very bad. But I recommend it. I mean, the game is what got me into pro wrestling in the first place. Now, to change the topic, I first want to say thanks for watching. You may have noticed that I changed the channel's name. Probably not though, because barely anyone watched it. I did this because after completing my last video, I found out that there is a much larger channel that was also called Adam B. It's a bit of a bummer because I've been called Adam B for years and I also wanted to make a joke about it being an acronym for A, DHD, Autism, Motherfucking B. But hey, Carl Adam is still my name. So the basement door is still locked, so if you liked and subscribed to my channel, I would be very thankful. Anyways, my name is still Adam and I might see you later.